Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Casual Play, Casual Help, episode 68. And in today's episode, I have no idea who we're going to be playing as. Oh, and also in my previous episodes I've done, I was like, I wonder if we're going to be able to get to Lancelot. And then, like, the day right after he comes out. So once we get to the L's, we'll be sure to get him. So Capri's going up today, then we did Arthur after him, then Cuckoo, Kumbra, and now Kuzenbo. Oh boy. And you may think that we'd go straight to Loki, but no. For we have Lancelot. And also, I'm going to be very disappointed when we do Loki because, as you can see, he's Diamond. And us in the Smite community do not look too kindly upon Lokis that are Diamond. But we'll get to him when it's his time. Anyway, for today's episode, we're looking at Kuzenbo, the King Kappa. For his skins, as always, the standard, the palette swap, which I'm not going to try to pronounce. I think this might be a palette swap with additional features, but this could be just a regular old skin, honor bound. Then there's Kuzenbot, which has a little Nene Kappa in the stomach, which is pretty funny. Then the Ninja Turtle, as we like to call it. Jingle Shells to celebrate Christmas once that gets back around, which we're already halfway there, so hooray. Then the Kaiju Kuzenbo, which I think is a reference to Pacific Rim because they call them Kaijus. And one of my favorite skins of his, the Crime Boss. Then one of his newest ones, Molten Doom, kind of makes him look like the Balrog from Lord of the Rings. And then this newest one, Slash, which gives me real Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vibes. And I don't know if he is from that series or not, because he is in the Cowabunga chest, as you see right there, which is of course from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But anyway, for his abilities, we have the Nene Kappa. Throws a Nene Kappa, can ricochet off walls, has a certain distance before it stops. Once it reaches maximum range, or if it hits an enemy god, the Nene will pop out and then start attacking the enemy. And Kuzenbo transfers 20% of his health and protections to the Nene Kappa. His second ability, Shell Spikes, he activates it, and it basically acts like the active ritual Thorns, which takes a percentage of the damage and reflects it back onto the person. And while it's active, each time Kuzenbo takes damage, the cooldown on the Nene Kappa and his Sumo Slam, which is his third ability, are reduced. And you may activate this ability even while you're under the effects of crowd control. And his third ability, Sumo Slam, he charges forward, being immune to slows, damaging enemy minions, and silencing the enemy god that he has in his grasp. And when you're pushing them, you can push them into a wall, which deals damage, and you can push them through minions. It's either through your minions or their minions. I haven't really paid enough attention, but if you slam them through the minions, you can hit them up to 3 times. Then his ultimate, Watery Grave, he pulls himself inward into a shell, and then Beyblades. He can knock up enemies, has increased movement speed, and he's crowd control immune, and he can move freely in all directions. And the damage after the first spin is reduced by 50%. His passive, Water Bowl, each time Kuzenbo takes over 2% of his maximum health worth of damage pre-mitigations, he gets granted a stack of damage mitigation as his head fills with water. That's basically a myth thing for Nene Kappas. The stack lasts for 3 seconds and refreshes when he gains another. If he is knocked up, grabbed, pulled, banished, or otherwise disrupted, the bowl loses half of its stacks. So, needless to say, complicated, but you can do it, I guess. And I can't wait until 12 o'clock comes around, and it's already 11:43 when I'm recording this. And the reason why is because the series that I like to watch, Death Battle, from the previously known channel as Screw Attack, has one of my favorites coming up. It's Hercules versus Sun Wukong, and we're talking about myth versions here, so it's going to be pretty good. And me and my buddies have been debating: would it be Hercules? Would it be Wukong? And most of us are in agreement that Wukong would win, because he just has a more superior arsenal than what Hercules has. Because as we've discussed, Hercules would have the greater strength because he held up the heavens. And I don't know how they're going to measure the heavens, or as people want to say, the sky. Because how I interpret it, the heavens would be what we see as the sky, and then the galaxy on top of that, which would technically be the universe. As I guess what Smite has done with their iteration of Atlas, who held up the heavens. It's a huge thing for debate, but otherwise Hercules definitely has the strength category. But durability wise, we gave that to Sun Wukong because he survived getting crushed by Buddha. Yes, that Buddha in Chinese / Buddhism mythology. Well, I mean, the Chinese myth is kind of weird because it mashes up with somewhat Hindi, somewhat Buddhism. It's just a whole hodgepodge of whatever. The writers were like, hey, this sounds cool, let's throw this in. But anyway. And then we also discussed Wukong basically waged a one-man war against heaven itself, and almost won if it wasn't for Erlang Shen and his dog. And he also knows 72 transformations. He can create perfect clones of himself. He has like over 5 different ways of being immortal, which I don't know if they're going to consider that or not. I don't know. But either way, it's gonna be whack. And let's see who we are going to face off against. Interesting. Oh, and I probably should mention that for Kuzenbo, instead of doing, well, sometimes I do my regular meditation cloak and magic shell, but oh wow, that cuckoo has a lot of stars. Back to what I was saying. Many Kuzenbo players like to go magic shell first and then go thorns, in contrast with his shell spikes. And I haven't really gotten time to read what the upgraded thorns do. So me and you will be discovering something new together. Huzzah! And we should be loading in any second, because playing on PlayStation, when you're basically logged in, quote unquote, into the match, your little light thing on the controller turns green. Well, it goes from blue to green. I think it might be the Atamarasu, the Chibi Inu, because her thing doesn't seem to be lit up. Oh, we're still loading? Fantastic. Oh, good. Oh, I got lucky on that one. Alrighty. So for our starter item, Sentinel's Gift, for the protections, getting extra gold for minion assists, also getting health and mana, all that hooty-hoo and nonsense. And first go Magic Shell, and then once we get up to this, we're looking over how Shield of Thorns works. And as always, for our first item, we're going Stone of Binding, for the protections, the power, and any enemy that we hit with our crowd control gets their protections reduced. and that's always good.
I once tried to tell jokes to the girls. They were a tough crowd.
My beauty is their lesson.
So I would say Kuzenbo is somewhat like Kepri from my video with him, where we use our sumo slam to displace enemies and push them towards our allies. No, I'm out of mana. Whew. That was close. Alright. And there are more magicals, and there are physicals, so we will be going Genji's Guard first. Which gives us a minus 3 second cooldown on our abilities when we're dealt magical damage. That is too bad. Oh, that hit Arthur. I guess I meant to do that. Get you out of here.
Be right back. Out of mana.
Yeah, I'm way too mana hungry in the beginning.
Armor feels so clean.
We have another spellbound. Doing pretty good so far in the early game. Oh, I turned too soon. Beyblade! Alright.
Don't worry, champ. I'm sure you know. Did somebody report that guy?
Yeah, the nice job was pointed towards Uller, because he killed that person. Don't want to give the impression that I'm a toxic Smite player, because that's not what I'm all about. No, sure not. Oh man. Punish him.
Be right back.
Do 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 do.
So weird.
It really does. I'm more of a mobility type person in real life. When it comes to protection, like not like armor-wise, but like I guess you would say like a big old coat in wintertime. Beyblade. Wait, I think I already did this. Did that Beyblade joke with Arthur. Get him, Nene! Yeah! Okay, so I guess it is the enemy minions that I push them through.
Be right back.
Okay, now my mana isn't really a problem. It's mainly my EHP that needs help.
You think they can stop me?
You should,
At this current moment,
stop
Kuzenbo,
that
no.
guy.
Beyblade! I'm not sorry for making that joke continuously.
Speaking of killer
Nice job,
we've got one coming
Mr. Nene Kappa.
That's my boy right there. He can frag anyone.
I must have more. Alright, let's get back at our upgraded breastplate of determination. Get our thorns. It's active. Only life's just use 50%. Additionally, you gain movement speed. Attack. Do cooldown. Oh, not neat. Got thorns. Now we're going for Bulwark of Hope. Defense and HP.
Yikes. Someone on the other team got owned. Twice the carnage. You got moxie, kid. I'll give you that one.
He purified for that?
Don't worry, champ. I'm sure you helped.
Oops.
You gonna start getting kills
Nice
too?
job, Uller.
To be honest, I don't think anyone's surprised.
And for the physical, be going Mystical Mail, which does damage to enemies in my area. Excuse me?
Dog eat dog world out there.
Retreat!
Get out of here.
Did somebody report that guy?
Now. Okay. What on earth? How did I survive that?
Double the kills, double the bills. You should probably stop doing that. Alright, I'm officially impressed. Somebody please stop this man. Never talk to
Why aren't you guys taking care of the minions?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anyone's surprised. Twice the carnage. team got owned. Speaking
Oops.
of sprees, we've got one coming up. Retreat! Retreat!
Yeah, my magic shell's down, so there's almost nothing I can do. I'm pretty much up a creek here with helping anybody. Okay, got mystical mail, and I'm gonna do something a bit different because I'm still gonna upgrade my my starter so get extra gold. Gotcha. Yeah, still gonna upgrade my starter, get extra gold, and then I'm gonna upgrade my thorns and magic shell, and then go into my final item. Basically just flip-flopping what I usually do. And of course the final item would be Mantle of Discord. You just can't beat 60 protection for physical and magical. Ow. Excuse me?
Master, I must go all out.
Nope, time to leave.
Retreat!
There's nothing I can do and or that I want to do.
Fantastic, bro.
You guys can sort it out yourselves.
Someone on the other team got owned.
Yay! I did it. Hey.
You got moxie, kid. I'll give you that one.
So
Say
for the
hi to
thorns,
the
you're
fountain
probably
for me,
doing. Oop.
Bronzy.
Okay, good, they got it. Probably thorns of sapping strength, and then of course for magic shell we'll be doing fortify.
Somebody report that guy.
Oops. Went the wrong way on that one.
Retreat!
Bully Arthur. Bully him.
You gonna start getting kills too?
Yay.
It's a dog.
This match has actually gone pretty well.
Retreat!
Go back. Get the final upgrade for shell, but since we're pretty much almost done, it almost doesn't matter.
Try not dying next time.
And we won't have enough time to get to Mantle of Discord, but just know, that if we had more time, we would get it. Get him.
You
What
should,
a hell of a way
you should
to
probably stop
die.
queuing with that guy.
I have no idea who started that song, or how I even, or who I first heard it from, but I love it. All right.
Speaking of killing sprees, we got one coming up.
My shell is down. I can't do
Don't
anything.
worry, champ. I'm sure you
All
helped.
right.
Let's get it.
Oh no, I just realized what the next episode's number is. Wow, that's gonna be a fun one. Anyway, as always, hope you've learned something, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.